Hello, this is my backpack, and today we're going to go over my full 3-season gear loadout. And along the way we'll figure out what can make me ultra light and the sacrifices I have to make. So let's go ahead and get this pack emptied and throw it all over this grass and figure it all out together. Okay, so we might as well start off with a backpack. It weighs close to 4 pounds, and this is probably what's going to hold me back a lot. And I'll put all the weights up in the screen, and then I'll keep a little running tab, like maybe down here or something, to see if we can get to our target of 160 ounces, which would be 10 pounds. And that's kind of what's considered ultralight. I'll probably never be at that just because I like to carry stuff. So this is my mchale backpack. Like I said before, it weighs like 4 pounds. It's custom fitted. It's his bump 32, so it's a 32 liter pack. I got it. I had that roll top made a little bit longer, so it's going to be a little bit more than 32 liters. It has, I don't know if you want to call it a brain or not. It's what Dan calls a summit flap. There's not a whole lot there. Like I said, when I had this made, if I would have went with all 200 Ultra and not used the 400 or 800 on the bottom, I would have probably been pretty close to 2 pounds. And if I could also have, I went with a little bit thicker padding on the hip belt and the shoulder straps, and that would have also have, like I said, I could have got this down to 2 pounds. A lot of people don't think mchale packs can be that light, but you can get 1 to 2 pounds. You just have to sacrifice on the materials that you use and all the extras. And so that's that. And then we'll go ahead into the sleep system. So I have a Feathered Friends. .40 degree, and it's pretty light. I don't think you can, you can probably get lighter, but I mean, we're talking maybe it's a quilt. It's a hybrid, so it does have a zipper on it. And I looked at like all the other competitors out there, and we're not talking a whole lot of weight difference. It's pretty much an ultralight sleeping bag. For the extra 2 ounces this one is compared to any of the competitors, it's the quality's not worth the sacrifice for that 2 ounces. So it's pretty much a wash on this. You're not going to get, like I said, anything much lighter. It's going to be about the same. So I put my sleeping bag in first. I don't have, if I expect rain, I'll just throw that in a waterproof bag. I don't really use pack liners too much anymore. I'll just, like I said, put everything in waterproof bags if I'm expecting rain. And then we'll show you my pillow. I keep my pillow and all my camp stuff in this Hyper Mountain light pod. So this is Goosefeet gear down topper, and I used the air bladder of my it's kind of a Frankenstein. I used the air bladder from my thermorest airhead, and I found that this is a bit warm in the summer months, so I might opt to get a lighter one from them, something with not so much down in it. And so I just put that in my camp bag. And what else goes in my camp bag is my electronics. I'm not doing any of my vlogging gear stuff. I'll add that weight at the very end for you guys, just so you can kind of see the difference. And that's another reason I'll never be ultralight. I carry a tripod and sound and light and all that stuff. So So this is an Alpine Diddy's bag. It's a bit overkill for most people, but this is what I put all my electronics in. And then that also goes in my camp bag. And then also in my camp bag, my spare set of clothes. These weigh 10 ounces total. I very rarely use them. If I get too dirty, I'll change into them, mostly just to protect the down. Or if I get soaked, which doesn't happen that often, that would be another case use that I would use them for. And then I also have like a little hygiene kit, toothpaste, toothbrush, a little bit of soap, a little washcloth, and that also goes in there along with, like I said, my pillow. And if I happen to be using a bag liner, that'll go in it too, but I kind of got away from using bag liners. That's just added weight, and like I said, unless I'm gonna get muddy, dirty, or wet, then I'll just change into the clothes. And so the whole camp bag will be the second thing I put in there. And that, you know, like the battery bank, I have a 20,000 amp in there with a couple charging wires. You could definitely cut that in half, if not by 3/3. You know, that's another 4 or 5 ounces right there. And like I said, I would keep a running tab on the weights of everything, and like I said, where I could get to be ultralight. And then I use a self-inflating thermorest, Pro Light Plus. This is the women's model. It's a little wider and carries a higher R value, so that's why I chose it. It's a 3.9. I found that this works for me well. I know a lot of people want that 3 inches and this and that. This is a little bit heavier too. This is comes in, I believe it says 1 pound 7 ounces. I think with the bag it's maybe an ounce heavier. So, and then that'll go in right on top of there. And then the next thing I'll put in is my shelter. Now this is kind of my go-to shelter for almost all occasions, but this will bounce around. This is also my lightest one. So this is sling fin split wing. It's kind of like a tarp shelter. You can use if you use trekking poles, it can be a trekking pole tent. I don't, so I tend to I carry some graphite sticks, and this weighs, I think, like all in 20 ounces or 22 ounces for the structure. So it's pretty light. I don't think I could, without spending like $1,000, I don't think I could get it down to much more than that. And then that goes in next. And so these are the carbon fiber poles I use. These are super light. I know Durston Gear makes some that are pretty light too. These are a little bit lighter than Durston's. This one, of course, is real small for the back end of the tarp, and this one's a little longer for the front end of the tarp. These weigh 6 ounces total. So I think I'm like 26 ounces with the full tent, the stakes, and everything. And that'll and then the stakes here, I use the All Man's Right stake bag. It's I don't know, it's a really ingenious stake bag. It works really well. It's so weird how something so simple, and they designed it a little better. I'll leave links down to everything I use down below. Some will be Amazon links. I am affiliate, so I do get anything from qualifying purchases. So I carry 4 little Hilleberg tent pegs. I like these a lot. And then I carry 4 larger tent stakes, and these are from Nortent. I just never found a reason to upgrade per se to MSRs. I've never had a problem with any of these stakes, any stake I've ever used, to be honest with you. And so that will go into the top flap, the stakes. And then the next thing I'll load in is my puffy jacket. So I use the Feather Friends puffy. I'm a big fan of theirs. The quality. Like I said, if you're a gram weenie, they're going to be a few grams heavier than, but not ounces. Definitely just a few grams. And then I'll take this and just jam it in everywhere to make everything kind of stay fluffy. I like a nice fluffy pack. I don't like to pack it in there like a bag of potatoes. So my cook kit kitchen, I use the earth sack. I could lose like a half a pound just with this if I wanted to go with a bear hang. The type of backpacking I do doesn't get in late at night. The places I like to camp at are usually choked in with mountain laurel, and it's just hard to get a bear hang. And like I said, most of the time I'm setting up in the dark, and it just makes more sense for me to use this. And I trust that no animals can get inside it if I hang it properly. So my cook kit, I carry this 1 ounce titanium grill. It's 1 ounce. I enjoy it. It helps me cook whatever I want to in back country, and I can easily. I don't use too much fuel. I just use my fuel in the morning for coffee. If that, I usually just use the campfire if I can. To boil my water, and this just makes everything level. And you'd be surprised, I can have this really far into the fire, and I can hold this and I don't get burned, and it works well. Titanium spoon. I drilled a slit in it, and if anyone knows why I drilled the slit in it, not to save weight but for another reason, leave that down in the comments, see if someone can guess that. And then I cut this little hole, and that's of course just to, if I need to grab a pod or anything. I use a Toaks 650. I bought this cover off Etsy. I can't remember how much it was. MSR Pocket Rocket. And then my AeroPress. And so this is something else that will keep me from ever being ultralight. It's 11 ounces. I like the cup. I actually use this for a bunch of different things. It's just kind of like a catch-all. I can put this down and just kind of throw my lighter and whatever papers or whatever I may have, I can throw in here, leave on a rock. It's all right there. You can also use it as a pot grabber if need be. I've used it like that. Used it for that. I used it to sometimes if I'm smoking a little wacky tobacco, I'll break it up in there. The cup's nice, it's sturdy, it's bear proof. Bear can't crush it. And so yeah, that's 11 ounces. So that's another, between this and this, that's almost probably a pound. Easily, maybe a pound and a half total of weight. And then I'll throw my food in there, and then just kind of roll this up, and then this is what I stick on the very top of my bag. And so we'll go with what I carry. This is my rain gear. For the most part, I know that a lot of people can't use these where you're backpacking mostly in western Pennsylvania and on the Appalachian Plateau. This is all I found I ever needed for most of the time. If it's cold rain, then I'll wear a rain jacket, a hard shell. But for most 3-season use, this is all I use. 2 water bottles. I use the small ones again where I know some people have to carry more. So this is a total of 40 ounces. Generally speaking, everywhere in western Pennsylvania, your water's just, you know, a mile away, if not, you know, 4 miles at the most, kind of thing. And then what also goes in my side is I got my silky saw. Yeah, I got this skeletonized version of it here, and this thing now weighs 6 ounces instead of 1 pound and 2 ounces. So you know, again, this is something I could just not take with me, and that would get me a little closer to being ultralight. But I mean, it's 6 ounces, and like, fires are fun. And, you know, it's nice to, and it's, you can make a little bit prettier of a fire, more photogenic, more, you know, we like to watch fires, and a pretty fire with nice perfect logs, and we like that. So I'll always take that, even on if I was taking longer trips. I use the platypus water filter and bag, and that goes in this side pocket here. I carry a little knife. This doesn't weigh much. You know, you should take that knife with you no matter what. But that's, you know, if you want to take a little razor blade on a piece of plastic, it's not going to cut anything but cheese and sausage, then do that. But it's even a pain in the ass to cut cheese and sausage with a little razor blade. So you know, make your life easier and carry that extra, you know, 10 grams. So this is my Diddy bag. This weighs 1 pound, and there's all types of Diddies in here. Something I do, so I'll take out just a couple things here. And this is stuff that goes in my my pocket, not necessarily in the Diddy bag. So I carry a tiny air horn. This is my keeps me safe from bears, at least in my mind it does. I only screw it in whenever I go to sleep. I don't know, it's just something I do. It keeps the bears from eating me, so I keep doing it. Then here's my thermometer. It's a Kestrel. This weighs 1 ounce. I could knock this in half too, but it's not really a reason why I'm not ultralight. Trail wallet. Inside my trail wallet I'll have my ID, some stickers, so if you see me on trail and you want a sticker, I'll give you one. And then I got these, so I'm getting old, so I want to read the map. I can read the map. This is about the latest thing I could find. They work, but like I said, getting older, the eyes don't work quite the same. And that also goes in there. This is my gunja jar. This is always, I take this every trip. This is like 4 ounces, and I carry my my little glass pipe with me, so I could definitely lose this and a baggie, and the gunja gets crushed and doesn't taste as nice, and it's just a pain to deal with. What I found would be a good ultralight version of this, and probably what I will move to, because it will save me in those 4 ounces, is those mini M&M tubes. Those work perfect, and that'll go in there, and that's just the pipe, and that'll go in there as well. And then, so what finishes off the flap is I put my Diddy bag in there. And my Diddy bag, it does weigh, like I said, it weighs 1 pound, so I could easily get this down to like 2-3 ounces. This whole thing's designed for longer trips. I haven't been able to take any longer trips, so I've just been carrying it, and I really need to thin that down for for case use scenarios nowadays. And then the very last thing that goes in there is my my poop kit, and it's just toilet paper, some sanitizer, a little poop shovel from Hilltop Packs, and a backyard bidet that I found it's nice to spray my face off rather than my bum bum. But I don't know, I haven't used it quite yet for down there. And then last but not least is my sit pad. This weighs 2 ounces. It's just from a thermorest regular Z-Lite, and I just cut the 2 pieces off, and that goes right there. And that goes like right there. So that's my full 3-season gear loadout.